Los Angeles, California, the Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Oh, hello there, friends! Welcome back to another episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. My name is Kevin Kraft, joined by a man whose pants and underwear were blown away, and now his fist is jacking his boner with the force of a Category 5. That's Jeff Clark.
Hey, what's up?
And transmitting to us from the brown eye of the storm, the bearded booger-eating El Nino known as Shuddy Boy.
Yo. How are you guys going to get... Is Hillary going to bukkake all over you guys, you think?
Already did.
Hurricane HRC was way overrated.
I mean, at least for us. I know.
Yeah, I think I saw some videos of like inland getting fucked up. They can handle the rain. They can't handle the rain as well as we can on the coast because we're closer to water. I think that's part of it. I don't know. I did see some sandbags in front of Long Beach business storefronts around the corner from my apartment the night before. But as far as like my area, it was very, I don't know, it was very overblown, the whole thing. Kevin, what's going on your end?
No, I took some photos that I was going to screen share and show to you guys. I emailed them to myself from my phone, and they're not there. So now I'm just like, who did I just email those to? Who has to go? Oh, they never even sent. What happened, Shuddy Boy?
I was just going to say, I was going to suggest that, or that it might take a moment for them to come through. That's all. Nothing's wrong.
Oh, yeah. It was... All right, I'll check back in. But, around me, so I had... I took very, very minimal precautions. I switched the batteries out in my mag light. I made sure I had 2 functioning flashlights. I have a hand crank fucking AM, FM radio split with a flashlight and some candles. I do have a decent amount of water in here if the water got disconnected. I still have a whole bunch of cans of fucking soup laying around that I had never ate. They're probably all expired, but, I mean, they have enough preservatives in them to mummify a village.
Wait, I kind of glazed over, like spaced out. Did you actually prepare for this?
No, not really. I had back when during COVID when grocery stores were running out of shit like crazy. I would just, if I saw soups, I would just buy, a bunch of soups and save them. So I still have all those.
This isn't typical for you guys, right? Like,
no.
Hurricanes? No.
Not like the East Coast where we're going to be within hurricane season here in a few weeks.
No. I mean, it's happened, but it's incredibly rare.
So do you think they were blowing it out of proportion?
A little bit, but I mean, some areas did get fucked up. I mean, Palm Springs got heavily flooded, and I think 911 services are down. So,
oh shit!
For a city like that's a pretty fucking heavy thing to have happen.
Well, I mean, Palm Springs is in the desert, right?
Yeah, and it's it's a valley.
So yeah, there's nowhere for it's. The science behind dry ground absorbs less water than wet ground is, it doesn't seem logical.
Well, a majority of the rainfall that hits Southern California is in the winter. and the summer is usually super dry. And we had a pretty fucking wet and wild winter. Like, we got dumped on this year. So it rained for about 24 hours. And
you mean in summer?
What?
You had a wet and wild summer.
No, winter. And now this, like, it's when there are storms hitting Southern California, it's in the winter months. It very rarely hits during the summer. So to have a storm like this come along in the summer after, an already wet and wild winter, I don't know, I feel like the ground around here was pretty absorbent. I didn't see any like flooding by me. Poop Slime Alley had a nice little raging river going through it for a little bit. But
maybe cleaned out some of the poop and slime.
Yeah. $11 trillion man got a bath.
Washed it into the LA River.
Yeah. I mean, the LA River, I walked over because there's like an overpass going over it like a couple blocks from me. So I walked over there this morning to check it out, and it was quite full. But when I, you know what? I'm thinking I fucked up emailing these pictures to myself because I'm sending too many at once. When I came back, when I walked out of my apartment building, I saw that they had my street blocked off, and there was a crane and all these municipal vehicles. And I was like, that's interesting. I'll have to walk the other way when I come home. And there's Poop Slime Alley is adjacent to just a row of apartment buildings like mine. And then on the opposite side is a residential street, and across that street is a bunch of like houses that I'm sure easily $1.5 to like $4 million each. And all those people have like wooden fences built up pretty high, so you can't really see into their yards. But someone's tree fell over and crushed a car on my street. So all those vehicles were there to chop that tree up into pieces and then lift all the segments they chop off up. And that car was pretty fucked, which is what I'm trying to show you guys, but apparently I just can't email things to myself right now. This is not very bonerific, let me tell you guys. So, I mean, as far as it, I never saw it get windy. When I saw that tree down, I couldn't believe it. I was like, the trees that I could see from my living room were barely moving the entire time. So I don't know what knocked that motherfucker over. But power never went out. We got like 4 inches of rain here. The streets are already dry. They were dried out this morning. I don't know. I'd say it was more of a hurriqueef than a hurricane. But then again, that's just my area.
Yeah, same here. I think inland they got hit a little harder. Obviously, yeah, Kevin already mentioned Palm Springs. We need an on-ground report from Arts, our Humanati Palm Springs resident. I wonder if there was any flood in his hood specifically, or if he saw anything that we saw online. But it was pretty. I don't know. I thought we got a lot more rain in the winter. Also, that during our little group chat, Earl kept on hitting us up about it. He was nervous for us because he's down in Florida now, and I don't know. He takes hurricane warnings more seriously than I do, for sure. As he should.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, are there any kind of warnings that you take seriously, Geoff?
Not really, no. Weather is just such bullshit, dude. I don't know. Like,
I think weather is fake.
Meteorologists get it wrong so often. It's crazy. Like, I just remember growing up and like watching the news in the winter and them hyping up a certain storm or saying you're going to get a school day, and very, very often they were wrong. So I don't know. I kind of wipe my ass with the meteorology reports, and I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb lucky, but this time my calmness proved to be probably the best way to look at it, because I was never tripping. I got 2 walks in for little mama. Granted, I woke up at 5 a.m. and got her out there, got her out there before it started raining. But then we went back out at like 7 or maybe 8 o'clock. It wasn't that bad. But again, there are different stories that are different angles on that.
Jeff's that guy that the weatherman standing there being blown around, and you see him walking his dog in the background.
Yeah.
It's like hanging onto a pole, and I'm just like walking by eating a fucking banana or something.
Was it last hurricane? Was it last hurricane season where the news reporter went viral for making himself look like he was in a violent storm, and there were just 2 guys casually walking through the frame wearing shorts and a t-shirt?
Yeah, lighting a cigarette, and the flame from the lighter didn't even move. All right, I finally got a couple of these pictures. Let me see if this works. So that's one of my neighbor's car. Like whatever tree branch fell, like blew right through that fence and then smashed their windshield. I did see a decent amount of down branches and shit on my walk, but it still was a little strange that I didn't hear any wind. You know, I'm kind of like a dog where when it's raining out, I like to keep going out and peeking out the window and watching it. And it looked, other than just a unusual amount of rain, didn't seem all that out of the ordinary. But then again, of course, I'm sure anybody with social media saw that right in the middle of it, there was a fucking earthquake. Did you feel that at all, Jeff?
I didn't. Carl hit me up yesterday asking me, my birthday's coming, asking me if I wanted any birthday baked goods. And I said, fuck yeah, Carl, I want some of your cookies. And
yeah, she wanted specific, like what kind of cookies? She was like, what does that mean?
What does that mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm trying to remember what she made last time. There was chocolate chips, snickerdoodle, definitely. Did she make it chocolate on chocolate, or did I just make that up in my head?
She did,
okay.
Yeah. So I said,
cool.
I told her that. I'm like, chocolate on chocolate is when it is like Jeff's dream combination. She was like, wait, like a chocolate cookie with chocolate chips? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, that's so basic.
Well, I like chocolate cookie with white chocolate chips, but
I told her that too.
Nice. All right, cool. Thanks. I know you got my back, bro.
Yeah.
None of that sounds diet friendly.
No, it doesn't. And I really want her snickerdoodle cookies. Those are fucking phenomenal, regardless, but definitely with coffee. But yeah, I asked her if she felt it, and I thought she said she did. Right? You felt the earthquake up there?
Yeah, because we were sitting on mega couch behind me. We just spent the whole hurricane just like watching movies and stuff.
Why were you in your place? That's rare. Aren't you usually in her place?
Yeah, for the most of the summer we've been going to her place because it's just so fucking hot here. But with the storm coming, it just knocked all the heat out of the air. So she was like, "All right, we'll go to your place this weekend."
Okay.
So we were just sitting there in the middle of a movie when everything just started shaking, and it always takes a split second because my upstairs neighbors love to like do 15-person jump ropes 12 hours a day.
They play double dutch.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell whether it's an earthquake or my fucking obnoxious neighbors, but it was no question this was an earthquake. So we sort of did my usual standard earthquake response, which is
looking like little mama.
Yeah, I just freeze.
She's getting picked up.
I look like little mama, and then once things stop shaking, I just go back to normal. But it was funny. I got an alert like almost instantly, being like, "Earthquake! Earthquake! Run outside and be safe. Hold tight." And I mean, shut the fuck up, phone. If I'm checking my phone, I'm not holding tight. But yeah, it was. It hit the epicenter. It was a 5.1 that hit Ojai, or if you're Jeff, it's OJ.
Hey, you guys didn't correct me on that the first time around. You thought it was OJ too. Don't just fucking send me to the
most certainly did
the
not.
wood chipper.
The only reason I know
that's revisionist history, Jeff. I'm
Yeah,
not
for real.
remembering it that way. I believe if I recall, we jumped right on you about it immediately as soon as it came out of your mouth.
No, I don't remember it that way, but whatever. I hear a bicker.
You know what,
Agree to disagree.
Yeah.
I think
I'll fight
everybody
another
is
battle.
wrong. I think it actually is called OJ. But yeah, the hurricane, no big deal. Earthquake. I mean, I'm sure Ojai got fucked up. I mean, a 5.1 is pretty strong.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And it was
There's
like,
not a lot to get fucked up around there, though.
the day before, I was like, man, of course a hurricane is coming to L.A. Oh, it's been a minute since there was an earthquake. I bet you we get an earthquake during the hurricane.
You said that.
Yeah.
Wow, that would have been a sick payout on a parlay. If you could have bet hurricane and earthquake in the same day in Southern California, that's got to be like almost 1,000 to 1 odds.
Well,
Even
John
better,
Cooper
probably.
is scheduled to start shooting September 13th. So I'm expecting
Nice.
an 8.0 on the 12th.
Oh no.
Yeah. Everybody
That's
in Los
exciting,
Angeles
though.
might want to get out of here because the universe
John
will
Cooper's going to ruin the town.
the universe will do everything it possibly can to keep me from finding success. So might want to steer
So does
clear of
that
this
mean
area.
you got your special voucher?
No. And man, are we fucking sweating.
I saw the AP News tweet something out about that, about how there is a workaround, and I thought of you. But you're not even using the workaround?
No, we applied. We applied the second day of the strike because our rep reached out to us and was like, hey, you guys are as indie as it fucking gets. You guys qualify for a waiver to shoot during the strike. And the executive producer filled it out and got it back that day. And we've just been waiting ever since. Like, they put out, SAG sends a notice to all of its members every time a new project gets a waiver. So they're doing it. They're just not doing it to us. I should lie and say, like, Meryl Streep's going to be in it. Like, come on, you guys are going to fucking keep Meryl waiting? You can't do that to Meryl.
Yeah, she's doing this fucking indie pet project, and here you are playing her ass out.
But I don't know. Everybody seems to be in good spirits and thinking about things optimistically. That, I feel like the closer the shooting date gets, that's usually when a fire gets lit under their ass. They really like to draw it out and make people sweat. So, I mean, if they don't give us the waiver, that would be the most fucked up thing ever. Like, everybody's getting a waiver that's doing indie stuff.
What I saw something that Mel Gibson is currently shooting a movie
A fucking scab, huh?
using or something. What the fuck was it?
I don't know.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Nope, I'm sorry. I'm combining two different posts I see. American Horror Story is using scab writers.
I did hear that, yeah. Yeah, there are a few people that are scabbing it up, and it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Because I know these unions don't fuck around. So, yeah, how do they even fucking... Are they just rogue, I wonder? Yeah, I don't know. I'm too stupid for this. I'm not experienced enough. But, I mean,
Well,
it is
that's what
pretty...
you're building your experience, huh?
It is pretty typical that the when I finally decide to DIY and just make a movie, there's a once in every 60 years double guild strike and a hurriquake. What the
Jesus
fuck?
fucking Christ.
It's all my fault. I'm sorry, everybody.
If you didn't have bad luck, you'd have none.
I know. Is there like a scientist or a science group that's looking to just observe a 41-year-old man that smokes weed and drinks coffee all day while playing Splatoon and watching anime? Because just tuck me away there, that'll be my lane. I'll stay in it. I won't veer, so it won't fuck anybody else up. You just fucking contain me like the virus I am.
Hey, you in video games and Pizza Hut, pan pizzas.
Yeah.
It's called being a house husband.
Pay my rent.
Yeah, but you're close.
Not as close as you think. in LA, to have one breadwinner and that's it. That's like a Mega Millions winner or a studio CEO, pretty much.
Yeah,
Or
maybe
an
not that
accomplished
close.
film director / writer, maybe.
Yeah, if I feel
Yeah,
like
maybe after you blow up, Carl can just take care of the home.
yeah, I
That's
mean,
the goal, at least. Not
That's the
getting you in
goal.
that fucking focus group, figuring out why you're you.
no, I'm just saying that might be the only way I get by. Like this whole movie, like 3 weeks. I got 3 weeks to get across the finish line, and it's 100% out of my hands. So, historically speaking, how do you guys think this is going to play out?
Someone's probably going to die.
Yeah.
I think this time in 2024, we're going to be discussing an Oscar party. That's what I think. That's what I think.
You think they're gonna replace like best cinematography with funniest dick joke, and I'll have my.
I mean, we could be sitting here on in August of 2024 on the cusp of a Best Original Screenplay nomination. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
You're not wrong, man.
I mean, yeah, I appreciate the positive juju there, Shuddy. Well, anyway, who gives a flying fuck about me? Geoff, did you finally find a scale since last week?
You know the answer to that question.
Well, I was giving him an out if you didn't want to say
it.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm very disappointed at my size and weight gain. I was up to 260. I got up to 261. I am a big bitch again, unfortunately, which disappoints me. I mean, my diet has been complete shit for, I want to say, most of my California run, but since I've been single, it got worse. Didn't help with the pandemic, but it's hard to make those excuses when fucking everyone had to deal with that, right? But I did build some pretty terrible habits, but I still work out from time to time. I'm just gonna have to work out more and monitor the diet. I think the big thing that added a lot of weight gradually is just drinking IPAs, like drinking 6 to 12 of those a week. I saw a couple months ago. I fucking love pizza port, dude. I was jonesing for a pizza port this weekend, fucking jonesing, and like a degenerate addict piece of shit. I ended up getting a bottle of red wine. I didn't drink the whole thing. I did only have a glass, but I was like, I gotta drink something. I need to drink something. So I'm trying to chill out on IPAs for the most part. I mean, this competition between you guys, I'm not sweating at all because I should win it easily since I have just so much more weight to lose. And like, I'm much more willing to work out than you guys. Like, basketball is one of my favorite things to do. And correct me if I'm wrong, but neither one of you guys really have a fit hobby, right? Kevin, you'll go hiking for a period of time, but you don't really have like a fit hobby, right?
No, other than snowboarding, which I am now priced out of participating in. But I do go on daily walks. I try to make sure I get at least 5,000 steps in every day.
That's pretty good.
But honestly, like outside of the time when I was training for that Ellis Mania fight, most of the times when I get myself a little svelte, it's all diet. Like, I remember back in the day, like when I first started working for the Stern Show, I was the breakfast bitch when I first started. So I had to get everybody's orders, and I started just paying attention to what everybody was eating. And Baba Booey really liked getting these egg white omelets, and I think it was just egg white and avocado in like a wheat wrap. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna be a Baba Booey poser. And I was eating that a lot, and then I just overheard shit in the office because people go through these like bursts of trying to eat better, and I just Frankenstein this whole little thing, and I, like, without even trying, I lost a shitload of weight. And then it got to the point where I showed up to work one day, and this woman that worked for the Howard 100 News, Lisa G, pulled me aside and asked me if I was sick. I was like, what? What are you talking about? She's like, you look like really thin. Like, I'm concerned. And that spooked me. And then I got fat again.
Sorry, this just reminded me, one of the funniest things that has ever been said to me by one of my friends is when after I'd lost a bunch of weight, I ran into one of my coworkers at a bar, and we were both wasted. He was fucking hammered, and he was older than me. Not that matters totally, but like, he was just like slurring his words, could hardly stand up, and he was like, "Hey, what did you get, AIDS?" and I thought it was like, I don't know why, I just still think it's one of the funnier things anyone's ever said, because he was just like fucking blasted. He really couldn't even form a sentence, but he got that one out. It's like, oh, that's good.
So honestly, I mean, I bet you, Geoff, if you cut out the beer, like, you're already ahead of the curve.
For sure. Dude, IPAs, I looked this up. It said 200 calories for one 16-ounce IPA. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, dude, they're motherfuckers.
Yeah, dude.
You cutting out the beer is why, and me cutting out what this week has shown me was an alarming sugar intake.
Yeah, what was
Is why you and I lost the same amount of weight, is one of the big reasons you and I both lost similar amounts of weight this week, I think.
Yeah, I've heard, I actually know a few people that quit drinking soda and lost like 20 pounds within like 2 months afterwards.
Yeah.
Like that is like an actual like easy thing that not easy, but if you can wean off of soda, like, you definitely will lose weight.
Yeah, soda.
It's the most empty calorie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess, Geoff, your vice is beer. Shuddy, your vice is soda. And mine, I guess, would just have to be sweets.
Yeah, dude. Like, well, you're not even that fat. Like, you're not. What are you? You're like 170. Well, actually, I got rid of the sheet. What are you, like 175?
I mean,
171.
Yeah, I was 175 when I weighed myself here on my bitch ass scale, and then 171 when I weighed myself at college.
I might just suck a dick if I can just stay at 171 for my life. If someone was like, you blow this guy once and you're just good at 171, you don't, like, you can't abuse a bad diet, but you don't have to trip about your diet. You don't have to trip about fitness, but you stay at 171. I'm like, you know what? Give me the dick. I'll take it. Eat that daddy dick. Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
what if it was Shuddy's? What if it was Shuddy's dick?
Grade I was 100.
What if it was Shuddy's dick and he like talked shit the whole time?
All right. Why
do I have to get dragged into it? What do I get?
I don't know. I'm not going to offer myself.
I'm not offering myself just suck a dick and you couldn't be happy about it. You need to make it worse.
I don't know. We're doing a show here.
I fucking get the shrapnel when you try to monkey paw him. Thanks.
Hey,
shrapnel,
first of all. Shuddy, you think I'm going to throw myself under the bus like that? No.
Why couldn't it have been somebody else's dick?
It's funnier if it's...
Oh, you don't want a blowjob now, Kevin? You don't want a blowjob. Oh, all right. You're too good for a Jeff Clark blowjob.
Oh, yeah, Geoff. That's some good mouth pussy.
You know what? I know. I'd rather just take the fucking oncoming diabetes at that point. Now that you put it that way.
Well, Carl, because I was talking to Carl about the plan.
Oh, the girl's gonna make me cookies. What did she have to say?
Well, she keeps trying to make me cookies, and I'm like, God damn it, no! Like, your cookies are delicious, and I love them, but I'm trying to fucking smite Geoff and Shuddy here, and you're not helping things.
You just can't beat me.
Kevin is even resorting to using social media to try and coerce us into fucking off on our diets.
Yeah, I was talking shit to Shuddy on Threads over the weekend.
Kevin is not trying to win it on his own merit. He's trying to win it by getting one of us to slip.
Dude, there's almost no way I can lose this. I mean, if I lost 40 pounds, I'm still a fat piece of shit. If you lost 40 pounds, Kevin, we have to check you into a clinic or something.
Yeah, but that's why it's percentage.
But yeah, that's why we're doing percentage. So,
fair enough.
Look,
okay. I still think I should win easily.
I think for my height, age, and weight, on paper, I'm not bad. And like, ever since I've been trying to promote the movie and stuff, I've like been back amongst the land of the living on Facebook, which is, man, what a turd of a website. But like I see people that, you know, I haven't seen in years and years and years, like East Coast heads, people that I went to high school with, grade school with, and like, you know, as a 41-year-old, this is, you hit middle age, that's when your metabolism slows down. People tend to just be like, fuck it, I'm 40, I'm just leaning into it. What the hell am I going to go jogging for? And I look pretty decent compared to a lot of my peers. I just don't distribute my weight well. It doesn't go to my fucking arms. It doesn't go to my legs. It all goes to my midsection. And the second I get any ounce of like extra meat in my chest, I know I was beating a dead horse at this point, but my fucking nips just look pregnant. And I hide it by wearing like semi-loose fitting black shirts. It's like the most slimming color, but I'm fucking gross without my shirt on. Look at this shit. Like, I'm just rolling.
I wouldn't say gross. Amusing for sure. Not necessarily gross.
Look at these fucking bosoms.
I wouldn't fuck you, but yeah.
I got jiggly ass tits. Look, see when I like lean over a little bit, rolls everywhere. I'm just fucking revolting. God, and I'm sweating.
You think someone's jerking off right now?
How the hell does anybody fuck me? I should be
like I'm barrel chested. That's what bothers me. Is that I'm kind of just it doesn't go anywhere else on me either, but it's all right here.
Yeah. And that's what we need to eliminate. That's what Shuddy and I are focusing on.
Your solution is pretty easy, in my opinion. I feel like if you lifted weights, you would look good within. If you did it consistently and watched your diet, I think you'd look good within 4 months, half a year, where you're like, I don't know, you don't have that much to lose. You already have a pretty decent diet and like habits. Like you don't drink a lot. You don't drink a lot of soda. Like, yeah, you'll cheat with, you know, on your diet with your girlfriend. But in the grand scheme of things, I think if you weightlifted 4 or 5 days a week, you would.
That sounds horrible.
You would actually look pretty good.
I would suck a dick to not have to do that. Like, I don't know why, but I hate everybody that's like, oh, I get such a rush when I exercise. It's like, do you fucking smoke crack before you exercise? Because I get zero rush. I was running, when I was at my best, I was doing like 150 to 200 push-ups a day, like 45 chin-ups, running 5 miles. Every second of it was hell. I'd rather shit cactuses. Cacti.
I'm not.
You haven't lifted weights though, right? You didn't hear me.
What? Sorry, I was trying to put my clothes back on.
You don't lift. You don't really lift weights, right?
Not
I mean,
really,
like
no.
body weight workouts is good. It's good, but like to build muscle, it would really help you to lift weights. It
I know.
would.
I mean, I do push-ups. I plank for 5 minutes a day. But like, I hate lifting weights. I don't like picking up heavy things. My baseline
I have
is
only
pitiful. I'm such a like I'm like a malnutrition kitten, which I know Shuddy Boy has a follow up on later. But like some people I know,
Very topical.
their baseline, like if they stopped working out for like a year and then got back into it, they're still picking up really heavy shit. I inherited my muscles from my mom, and she has zero.
Yeah.
But
I hear
I mean,
you.
it sounds like you guys weighed in. What's your status update?
I lost like 4 pounds and I weighed myself, I think Thursday, right? Wednesday.
So you're officially in the 250s
yeah, he's 257.
in less than a week,
I
Yeah.
am 196.6.
and you started at what again? 201.
I'm sorry, 201.2.
Man, fuck yeah, dude.
And you, sir?
170. I lost like a pound and a half.
I'm just
I mean,
trying to get a good run in here before football season and basketball season when my diet is just it's gonna slip a little. It
See,
is.
you talk about this like you have no say in the matter, but like
I know. Like,
nobody says you have to eat, a plate of bacon and nachos every time there's a football game.
On contraire, I have all the say in the matter, and my diet will I will fucking cheat on my diet come football season. I will.
Well,
But
don't.
I want to.
like
I want to.
I have been pretty strict on my diet, and you don't have as much to cut out as Geoff and I do. So you're at a disadvantage there.
I'll be honest with you guys. I do. I try to keep my meals relatively in check, but I eat a lot of sweets. I live within 2 miles of a Salt and Straw and would make regular visits. I would go to the grocery store late at night and get a pint of Ben and Jerry's. I would get a bag of fucking, what are those, the sweet tart ropes? The cherry sweet tart ropes. I see at least a movie a week in the theater, and we'll get popcorn. Sometimes a mutagen Ninja Turtle icy. And then, Carl, she eats good during the week, and then on the weekend she just wants to chill out and like, hey, let's go get some fucking pasta. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to say no to pasta. But I think the only reason I lost a pound and a half is because I cut out the snacks. I've been cooking a lot more of my own meals. A lot of salads, a lot of oatmeal, fucking fruits and berries, all that fucking stupid shit that makes life not worth living.
That is really so. I am in complete agreement with that. Like I'm coping fine. I had an aha moment, and I think I found the dessert that's going to get me through this. Which it's really nothing fancy. It's some vanilla Greek yogurt, some diced strawberries with honey wheat pretzels broken up and thrown on top.
Honey wheat pretzels.
That's terrible.
Yeah. What's the
That's not even a dessert. I wouldn't count that.
Yeah, did you crunch the numbers on that and find out what the damage is?
I can tell you exactly what the damage is.
Oh yeah, because you got your fucking cute little Shuddy app.
Yeah, I am tracking the shit out of everything. And that's what I'm saying, how it was shocking how bad my diet is, because eating a normal, healthy diet, I'm having a hard time getting to 1,900 calories eaten per day. But that little delicious dessert I did for myself last night was damn it. I just want to see what's in the where hold on. For some reason the pretzels did not add. Give me 1 second.
I can't close out this dude's OnlyFans. Hold on.
Shut up.
Yeah, I'll play some shutty buttons.
So it is
help motivate you.
100. Nope. Fucking pussy. 289 calories.
Very hard.
Using the serving size of every item.
So that's like
which was
1.5 IPAs.
Yikes. Yeah, pretty much, huh?
But I've been like, I've switched to pita crackers and hummus for my salty treats.
Yeah, I would love to join you on that, but they make me fart so much. So much.
But yeah, granola bars. The sugar has been the hardest thing, I think, to cut out. And like being on this diet and eating very much the same thing pretty continuously, I find myself craving things that I normally would not even be thinking of. Like,
yeah, we're like a trio of pregnant ladies right now.
Mikey was sick over the weekend and we were supposed to hang out, but he has the flu. And I was going to be over by his house anyway, so I offered to bring him supplies. And he asked me for Land O'Lakes American cheese. And I just stood at the deli counter just salivating over the cold cuts.
Huh. Well, yeah, I mean, cold cuts are pretty fucking horrible for you, right?
And the other thing he asked me for was fucking tasty cakes. So I had to go to the tasty cake section of the fucking grocery store and just look and see everything. It was like...
It's like asking your sober buddy to make a liquor run for you. That's fucked up. That was fucked up on Mikey's part. You should have asked Dom for that.
Mikey didn't know about this until I delivered them and told him how hard it was. He didn't know I was on a diet.
Very hard.
So that's on me. That's on me. But
So,
I
Geoff,
did do a little cheating. Like I did have Taco Bell.
I just snack attacked Taco Bell.
What'd you snack? Did you snack attack the new grilled cheese shredded beef taco?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's actually pretty good. I don't usually like Taco Bell, and it was really good.
I was surprised at the red sauce that it came with. I thought that was incredibly delicious, and I was thinking I wasn't going to like it. But I did manage to exhibit restraint and only got a small Baja Blast.
I didn't even get a drink.
Got a methadone serving?
I did. My one single solitary soda was Wednesday night with Taco Bell, and then
are you like Brody in Mallrats, where you have like your little Dixie cup that you bring around to the food court? Fill this up with Coke, no ice.
No, I'm a no soda guy now, is what I am. And then I had nachos at the movie theater, but only 1 cup of cheese.
I went to the movie theater twice this week and got 0 snacks.
Well, I spent all day Saturday hoarding my calories like a squirrel in preparation for the nachos.
Fair enough. Carving out your cheats.
Yeah, like I knew how I made sure that my meals up until the nachos were not going to put me too far over my calorie goal based on the information I typed into the Fat Secret app.
Fat Secret. So another one of my moves is I don't do well with portions. I can crush a pretty big plate of food, and I will be hungry shortly after. So a big thing that's going to work in my advantage in this whole competition is just going to be working on my portion control. And I can't snack. I have to cut snacking completely the fuck out, suffer through it like I'm weaning myself off of heroin, because once my stomach shrinks, that part is way easier. To just not overeat, quit while I'm ahead.
snack on better things.
Nah,
That's what I'm doing. I'm still snacking.
Too slippery of a slope for me. I can't do it.
It's like honey wheat pretzels are sweet and salty.
You know what? I would rather eat my pubes. Like healthy snacks, it's like, what the fuck am I doing here? Why am I even bothering? Healthy snacks suck.
It's not great.
Let me get some crudité.
I don't think you're using that right.
Rather eat cum.
No,
Wait, what?
That was perfect.
Yeah, isn't crudité like that stupid plate of vegetables?
Crude.
I'd rather eat them anally. Like if I could do like that South Park episode and shove carrots up my ass and eat them that way, I would rather do that than put them in my mouth.
I didn't realize that a crudité was the vegetable version of a charcuterie board. You are correct, Kevin. My apologies. My apologies. However, I mean, for my sweets, like I've been eating yogurt and doing apples and peanut butter. It's not bad. Like, it's not great. I would much rather be force feeding myself, mainlining Sour Patch Kids.
I mean, who wouldn't?
But I'm surviving. I'm not miserable unless I'm around at the grocery store and seeing all the delicious things. Like, I ran to the grocery store before we started recording, and it seems like because of me being on a diet, the grocery store has deliberately increased the amount of Reese's options at the self-checkout kiosk.
I hate those.
It's like
rat bastard.
I'm just standing there checking out, and there's just like 4 different kinds of Reese's products, and I'm like, fucking kill me.
How often do you guys do self-checkout versus human checkout?
Every time.
Exclusively.
Unless I have booze.
Wow. I almost never do self-checkout unless the lines are so bad and I have, very little in my basket.
Well, I feel like modern grocery stores these days only keep fucking one human lane open. So it's like all old people with like 3 grocery carts full of shit. It's like, all right, I just have a basket. I'm going to self-checkout. Fuck this shit.
Dude,
it really annoys
the old people instead.
It annoys the shit out of me when there's somebody at self-checkout with an enormously overflowing cart.
Yeah, everybody should be allowed to tip it over.
And it also really bothers me when they don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
You have this giant grocery cart full of food. You don't know how to use self-checkout. I'm literally holding one item in my hand. What the fuck are you doing here?
Get him, Shuddy. Murder.
I don't say anything.
Best.
This is all my internal dialogue.
Finish him.
Well, Geoff, I know I tried to set it up there in case you wanted to bail, but you did let us know that when you found the scale and you were pretty bummed out. Is that any sort of a motivator, or are you still just...
I mean, the results show that it's a motivation.
I mean, 4 pounds since Wednesday. This is actually your competition to lose.
Yeah, I'm motivated. It's just I'm bummed out, Like, I lost a shit ton of weight and I pretty much put it all back on.
Yeah, but use that as motivation. You've done it before. You can do it again.
For sure. Yeah, I can. But I do have more reasonable expectations. Like, I was just at a different point in my life. So I was a waiter and a gambler. So I had the chillest work schedule. And when I was working, I was on my feet. And I did a really good job of only eating like side salad. I was working at a sports bar and all I would eat was like side salad and grilled chicken. Sometimes I would eat grilled chicken wings pretty often, which are healthier than regular chicken wings. Still not ideal, but like I was playing 10 to 12 hours a week of basketball on top of like 5 or 6 days of weight training. I have a more of a legit job now, and I'm just older. I can't even work out like that, even if I wanted to. So I'm just kind of managing my expectations better. It's definitely still my competition to lose. I'm down on myself about some of my habits, but I don't think I snack as much as you guys, believe it or not.
The snack sommelier snacks less than Snack Morris and Snack Galifianakis.
I think I snack less. I just eat more takeout, and like everything you said about your portion stuff is like it's worse for me. Like I can eat like fucking two people's worth of food, honestly, or I do. So I got to worry about that and drinking, but I don't know. It's a bummer losing all the weight gaining all the weight that I lost, or most of it. But what can you do?
It was also particularly crushing that this all came around right when Carl discovered that Trader Joe's has root beer float ice pops.
Yeah,
which
yeah, I found those too.
I took like one little tongue dart of one and immediately nutted.
They're pretty good, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just so many good things to eat, but whatever. I expect to win because I have so much weight to lose, and I really enjoy like playing basketball. That's the big advantage that I have over you guys. So I'm gonna just try to play some more basketball. There's a good Tuesday and Thursday run that I could get into. It's from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., which is fucking brutal, but whatever.
Yeah, I would need cocaine for that.
Part of me is bummed out that I'm not as far ahead as I went into the episode thinking I was going to be. But the other part of me is really excited to knock the taste of victory out of Jeff's mouth when I win this.
Well, Jeff, don't you want to win just so you can force me to suck Shuddy's dick?
I didn't know.
I don't know that's. I don't think that we hadn't discussed.
That's not what we settled on.
That. No.
No, yeah, that's exactly why I want to win.
The loser
Kevin.
blows the runner-up. Wait a second! If I'm winning this thing, how am I getting cheaped out of a blowjob?
Exactly. Yeah, if I win, you both should give me blowjobs.
I want a double harmonica blowjob from you two pussies.
Man, I wonder how people how the Puminati feel about this conversation.
I mean,
they're probably so over this.
I mean, people like hearing us talk shit to each other, and I did see a few people on social media say that we inspired them to take a shot at it too.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think we're being inspirational and funny at the same time.
A fucking guy, psychological. When I think you were doing like push-ups every 20 minutes when you were still on the Ellis show. Was it somewhat recently? Right, or every half an hour?
We're talking a few years ago, yeah.
Okay, whenever you were doing it, I know he was doing it too. So maybe the Puminati will get like a little workout kick as well, and at least some of them, and our competition will motivate them to get healthier.
I mean, unfortunately,
I'm judging you guys.
We've all reached the age where like this is no longer just like a fun, silly podcast bit. It's like we kind of have to do this, or else.
Yeah.
Oh, I am staring directly in the face of diabetes.
Yeah, I mean, Carl was telling me when I was telling her about like this when we first started the rumblings of this, she was telling me about how important diet is because she went to high school with this guy who like works out like a fucking maniac. He basically lives in the gym. He's jacked, but all he eats is fast food. And he went to the doctor one day and got a checkup. Now, mind you, Carl is about 7 or 8 years younger than me. So is this person that she went to high school with. When he went and got a physical, now this is just like a fucking jacked guy in his early 30s. He was pre-diabetic. Just from the poor diet. Like a jacked fucking fit guy. Pre-diabetic. So Yeah, I mean, this is at the part where we start seeing the consequences of our misdeeds, and it's either
My
you commit
mom
one
is-
way or the other. You know, we can go and just drift off into that diabetic sea, or we can course correct and get on track. And life's not as sweet as it once was, but at least we won't have as many health problems.
Could be longer. Life could be longer,
Yeah,
which doesn't suck, right?
yeah. I'm not ready to check out yet.
Yeah, my mom is a pre-diabetic. Her brother is both of her brothers have diabetes. Their mom has diabetes, and my grandmother has diabetes. So
I mean,
it's just
dude,
kind of running in my family.
and when was the last time you went to a doctor? Like the 90s?
I mean, it's been years. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess
You could be
I'm definitely pre-diabetic. Like I would go ahead and I would go to the doctors assuming that. You know what I mean? Like if I got if they're like, no, you're good. Actually, what?
Listen, Geoff, you're not pre-diabetic if you don't get tested.
Exactly, and I never had COVID officially. So same type of logic, but I don't know. I feel like I would. This could be stupid. It probably is going to be stupid, but I feel like I would have had to go to the doctors if I had diabetes, right? Like something would have happened where I could have because I'm not a complete knucklehead. Like I would go to the doctors if something felt off with me. Like I would I'd feel all right, to be honest. I mean,
What if you had a weird rash in your asshole?
I had a pimple on my nutsack a couple weeks ago I didn't tell you guys about. But it's gone now, so I'm good.
I chewed it off.
I was a little nervous. I Googled pimple on nutsack, and it was just like, well, it's your nutsack it could be any part of it. It's like any other part of your body. It could just be like a pimple, and it'll go away if there's an ingrown hair or if it's underneath the skin. That's an issue, and the pimple's gone, so I'm good. I'm good.
Dude, I had a pimple on my nutsack once when I was living back east, and I had just been recently dating a girl. Like I think we've been together for like a couple months at this point. So I see that thing, and I'm still like, oh man, is this in the window of me finding out maybe she had like an STD or something, or like perhaps somebody that I porked before. Like the symptoms are now just hitting me. I like it sent me into a spiral. I was like, oh no. And like I popped that motherfucker, and being that it was just consuming every thought in my head, I like told her about it. And then she was like, let me see. And she like made me whip my nutsack out so she could see the remnants. I was like, all right, well, your fucking funeral. You want to see this shit? I stretched it out. I stretched it out and made a sheet and showed her. All right, well,
Fuck.
I just made this weird. So,
Yep, sure did.
why don't I take a little bit of a breather and sub in a guest who wants to speak to you two?
Oh boy.
Are you having a good day? Well, I'm about to ruin it. This is Droopy's bad news. Hello, gentlemen.
Hey, Droopy, welcome back.
Thank you, Shuddy Boy.
You're very welcome. I think Jeff's afraid to talk to you.
Yeah, Jeff's a pussy.
Yeah, we didn't really interact very well with you the last time, so my apologies. We're gonna try and do better this time and treat you like one of the gang.
Much appreciated. I already feel welcomed.
Good.
That was
Jeff is
bad
still
first
not
date.
sure what to say. He's barely-
What is going on here? Is that an actual dog? I don't get it.
Did you guys like my Jeff impression?
It was better than Kevin's. You are much better at Jeff than Kevin is, that's for sure.
Is that what I really sound like, Droopy?
I'm better at a lot of things than Kevin is. Yes, Jeff, you do. You do sound like that. You're a bit of a pussy.
You are capable of licking your own nuts.
That's true. You guys want to see?
Yeah.
Actually,
Yes.
I don't want to get you guys banned from YouTube.
That's very kind of you. We don't want the 200 people that watch us on YouTube not be able to find us.
Oh God, 200. I'd be doing you guys a favor. Well, anyway, I brought you guys a gift, and that is the gift of bad news.
Oh no.
So, stop me if you've heard this one. A 25-year-old woman in Florida was driving down the highway in her SUV when she collided with a semi-truck that was hauling massive logs. Not in the way that Jeff's ass hauls massive logs, but
So she basically final destinationed herself?
that is correct.
Ugh.
The Florida Highway Patrol found that the woman was driving on the outside lane and wasn't keeping a safe distance from the truck. And when she collided with it, the logs became loose and crushed her car, splatting and murdering her.
Oh no!
I'm trying to figure out the physics of this, Droopy. She hit it from behind or on the side?
I believe it was from behind, which is kind of like how
So-
Jeff likes it.
Yes,
Fucking
that's
Droopy.
exactly how he likes it. Good job, Droopy.
Got him.
I don't remember this Droopy segment being so gay last time. So she rear-ended a log truck and they went through her windshield and crushed her.
There was some sort of collision which dislodged the logs, and yeah, she straight up final destination herself. Do you ever? I don't spend a lot of time in cars, but when I do, I just like to stick my head outside. When you guys are in them, do you fear that when you see a log truck? Does that frighten you?
It does. Especially since Sharon, before we met, had a log go through her windshield and get lodged in her head.
What the fuck did you just say?
What?
I'll have to. The log is still. She kept the log.
In her head?
But yeah, she took it out of her head, right? Good
Yeah,
question,
yeah.
Droopy.
It's out of her head, Droopy. It's out of her head. It's a memento of the occasion.
When I think of logs, I usually picture them head-sized. So,
This
how did
one's
that
about.
happen?
I mean, this one's about ankle width, ankle shape. Like it's not a big log, but it's substantial size. It's probably about that big. You know, about the diameter somewhere between a baseball and a softball. For those of you who can't see the shape I'm making.
That's fucking ridiculous. I might have to interview her, as a journalist.
I can set that up for you, Droopy.
Much appreciated. In other news, moving on. Do you guys know what influencers are?
Yeah, I mean, technically, the three of us are influencers. And you, Droopy, even.
You take that
But-
back.
Yeah. It's a pretty vague definition, but I know they do a lot of stupid shit, so I'm looking forward to what update you have for us.
If you have 1,000 or more Instagram followers, you are considered a macro influencer.
Well, I don't.
Micro or macro?
Macro.
Yeah, is it micro like Jeff's Grundle? I'm pretty well versed in the show, guys.
You were coming at my
You
neck.
really are. I didn't know you were a
Jesus Christ.
listener and a fan.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to bring the
Not
heat
a fan
today.
of me.
I'm glad I was here for one of Shuddy Boy's signature coughs. That was fun.
We need to get some Puminati dog merch up on the site for you.
Oh yeah, I think my likeness is about to enter the public domain, so we can have a fucking field day. Geoff, you're gonna appreciate this one. A vegan influencer who promoted a diet. I know you three chubby motherfuckers are also on a diet. Maybe you could try this one out. She was eating nothing but raw tropical fruit. And she died at the age of 39 due to malnutrition, exhaustion, and infections.
I saw that actually. I saw that. That is such a fucking ridiculous story. She just didn't. She just starved herself to death. That's as simple as it is.
Pretty much. Zana Samsonova, a Russian social media influencer, promoted this diet on TikTok and other social medias and boasted that she hadn't even drank water in 6 years.
For some reason, I thought she was Hawaiian. I don't know why I thought that.
I do believe she was a world traveler, and in her final days, people that knew her became very alarmed as she started to resemble a walking skeleton, which was one of their quotes, not mine. And she withered away. I guess you have to eat more than just fruit, so remember that, you guys, when you're on your weight loss journey.
Yes, thank you.
She got legitimately gross. I saw some pictures of her. It was terrifying.
Yeah, she looked like she got drained by a bunch of vampires or something.
Good flag, Droopy. Good flag. Just gotta throw a little salt and some junk food into your diet. It can't all be good.
Yeah, I mean, as delicious as pineapples are, you gotta keep things well-rounded.
Yeah.
Just like my doctor told me, I can't live off of licking my nut film and ass cheese. I need something substantial.
Yeah, you need some kibble at the very least.
As good as it is, right? I mean, you love your ass cheese.
Yeah. And that actually
What's-
segues nicely into this next story. In today's installment of Ways I'd Like to Go Out, in Italy, Giacomo Chiaplarina.
All right, not to correct you, Droopy, but it's Giacomo. That's how that name is spelled.
It's mozzarella di buffalo. Droopy.
Yeah.
You know better.
Jacoho Chiapet Plantain.
That's racist.
You nailed it. You fucking nailed it. You nailed it, Droopy.
A 74-year-old man met a very ethnically appropriate way to kick the bucket. But would you guys like to take any guesses on how Giapet Cuomo Planarini, that guy, how he died?
I mean, of course I do, but
Ethically.
it seems like a slippery slope.
Well, aren't you guys both Italian? You can go to town on this one.
I mean, with your ethnically drop, it almost seems like he drowned in pasta sauce, but that seems way too on the nose. Like
that was very racist of you.
That's what
I can't believe you just said that.
Fucking Parmesan or mozzarella stuck in his throat and choked to death.
Well, Geoff, I'll say that you're on the right track. You're closer than Shuddy Boy was. John Cuomo Chiamplanarini, he was...
John Cuomo.
He was...
John Cuomo.
So, Droopy, it's not. I'm sorry to laugh at you, but I just can't.
I have a very bad memory. I can't remember how you said that guy's name.
Giacomo.
Yeah, Giacomo. He was in a warehouse filled with cheese wheels, that weighed 90 pounds each when a shelf broke, causing 1,000 wheels to tumble down upon him, crushing him to death. By that math, Geoff, how many pounds of cheese murdered this Italian?
You said 9 times 1,000, so it'd be 9,000, right? Or did I
No,
mishear you?
he said 90.
90. Oh, I mean, I think 9,000 pounds of cheese would have done it, but that'd be 90,000.
Yeah, talk about overkill. 90,000 pounds of cheese. What the fuck?
With 9,000 would have done the job just
Yeah. 9,000 pounds of cheese would have murdered the fuck out of that guy.
Mamma mia. Yeah, rescue teams worked for about 12 hours.
10 minutes? Like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, you said me in there and I'll eat all that cheese in 20 minutes.
yeah. Rescue teams, 90,000 pounds of cheese fell on this dude's head. What are they rescuing? Like, he's fucking,
I guess the cheese.
Fuck. 12 hours to figure out the 90,000 pounds of cheese killed this guy.
Well, they had to clean it up. They just couldn't leave all that cheese and corpse lying around. But yeah, it took them 12 hours to do it all by hand. All that cheese wheels. That's a delicious way to go. I want that.
Dom and our friend Wheeze, when we were teenagers, wrote these stories called about a 7-foot-tall cheese wheel that was sentient and also a monster.
So you guys, when you were teenagers, you guys just wrote erotic fan fiction about cheese?
And Dom and Jeremy recorded a song version of it. And
It gets better, Droopy.
And it really does get better, because then I got involved, and even in the MySpace days, the 7-foot-tall cheese wheel had its own MySpace page.
Oh, I think I was friends with it during that time period.
Really, Droopy, I don't recall that, but you might have had a secret account.
Yeah, it was the one that I used to catfish people.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I tried to catfish the cheese wheel, but it didn't work.
I remember those stories being extremely hilarious, but I bet you I would not. Maybe I'm wondering if I would, at 42, think they were just as amusing.
Do you still have that song?
I'm sure Dom does somewhere. Droopy, maybe you go on to your next story while I see if maybe I can make some magic happen.
That would be lovely. Finally today, some more news for Geoff. I know that asteroids and Armageddons are your biggest fear. And you know how NASA has been practicing knocking planet-killing asteroids off course. So if one's ever on a collision course with Earth, we can divert it. You know this, right?
Yeah, I'm aware that they have created plans to stop an asteroid if it's going to hit us.
Does that help you sleep better at night?
Yeah, I feel like they should have already been in place, but I also think Michael Bay, Bruce Willis, and Billy Bob Thornton helped inspire some of this initiative.
You know that wasn't a documentary, right?
Certainly felt real to me, especially the Eddie Griffin part.
Well, last September, NASA crashed a spaceship into an asteroid called Dimorphos to change its direct trajectory. But they accidentally knocked 37 giant rocks off of it that would hit the Earth with the power of 1 Hiroshima per rock.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Dimorphos.
Why am I just hearing about this from you?
Dimorphos was knocked off course, but Earth is now in danger of its smaller dingleberries hitting us.
Thanks, Droopy, for putting this on Jeff's radar.
Yeah, now I'm gonna have trouble sleeping the rest of this week, knowing that fucking asteroid dingleberries are coming for us.
Yeah.
This is what's gonna throw Jeff off of his diet. If this is happening, what's the fucking point?
Yeah, you might as well just eat like it's the end of the world. If you eat a bunch of cheese, less cheese that could fall on you and kill you. Yeah, just have a cake to celebrate. That's my advice.
All right. I'm going to heed that advice. I'll be eating cake in a couple weeks, actually. So,
Oh, that's right. I probably won't see you, so happy birthday. And I'll mail you a cake, and it definitely won't have sneaky poop hidden inside of it. Or
Droopy, I'm
jizz.
not eating a fucking cake you make.
I make really good cream-filled eclairs. I think you would like them. It's a very
That
special
sounds
recipe.
like a euphemism. Sounds like it's has some cum in it, if I'm being honest. But
No.
you wouldn't do that to me, would you, Droopy?
Well, anyway, I'll send them to you, and then the ball will be in your court. You do with them what you will.
I appreciate that.
And this has been today's installment of Droopy's Bad News.
All right, I'm back. How'd it go? Was Droopy being a little bitch again?
So I'm sorry. No, Droopy was great. That was I think we had a really good talk with him, and we were discussing the cheese wheel story, and I did text Dom while Droopy was here, and the exact response from Dom was, "The song is more accessible than the story. I'll look for it now, and if I can find it, I'll email it to our what the fuck did I just watch email." So we could have it in time for the end of the episode.
That's exciting.
To be stitched in there.
Perhaps if Dom doesn't work fast enough, maybe our today's Patreon show.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I'm going to sneak a little tag at the end of this episode. Just a little snippet, just a little taste. You know, every now and then we like to peel back the curtain, give you a peek behind the paywall. So stay tuned after the Easter egg. Get like a little clip of last week's Patreon show. And I guess I just have to ask if you guys saw any movies this week.
I did.
Yeah, I saw last week, Discount Tuesday, I saw Talk to Me.
And what do you think? I know your hatred of Australians is strong. You're very racist
and
against
A24.
Australians.
Despite that, though, this movie was actually pretty good. I liked it, I think, more than my brothers. Bill was kind of iffy on it, but I don't know. I thought it was good. Well told. Didn't like. Obviously, it wasn't believable, but it wasn't like. I don't know. Just the story wasn't like bogged down by any crazy shit. It was consistent, and I don't know. I thought it was fucking creepy, so I enjoyed it.
Oh no. I think my internet is shitting out. Fuck.
Oh, yeah, you just froze.
Uh-oh.
Good call.
Yeah.
You're back.
My internet connection is unstable. Thanks, Zoom. Glad I've been paying Spectrum for the good internet.
Shoot the messenger. But no, I thought it was good, dude. I gave it like a 3.5, 3.75.
Yeah, that's fair. It doesn't reinvent the wheel, but it's a fun twist on like sort of like a Ouija board haunting type thing.
Do you know? Do you remember the kid with like the medium length, almost like shoulder hair, length hair? Excuse me.
The bully?
The bully.
Yeah, that I thought was a girl the entire movie.
What was the gender? What was the gender? I couldn't figure it out, and I asked my brothers, and I think they said they thought it was a girl. Was it a boy?
I think it was a guy. Because I was wondering that too, but then there was like a context clue in the dialogue that was like, okay, they're saying that it's a dude, but I don't know. Beats me. I couldn't figure it out either.
Fucking kids these days. That was the most legitimate they them I've ever seen. I can't gender this person. I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good at it nowadays.
Fucking TikTok,
Yeah. Shuddy, I know you were texting me because I know you got to actually try the whole, what's it called? You finally got the TMNT icy, right?
No. I did not. I
Oh.
drank water with my nachos. I had no soda or sweet drinks at the. I did do a lot of swearing that because the Dolby Theater is what I almost exclusively go to at my AMC.
Yeah.
So I only go to the soda machines on that side of the theater, like on that over in that corridor. So I never wandered over to the other one. And the one by the Dolby Theater has been blue raspberry, cherry, and Coca-Cola since forever. And when we went to the theater this time, Bradley and his girlfriend ordered actual food. So we were standing over where they prepare it, waiting for it, and went to those soda machines. And that's where they had the fucking TMNT icy.
Damn, that's a shame. It's a shame you didn't make room to cheat with that because I wouldn't
have been able to eat anything else the rest of the day. I would have had nachos and TMNT icy would have been.
I would have rather had the icy
calories
than the nachos.
Really?
It's so fucking good. It's insane. But I think you and I went to the same movie.
We did.
You saw Blue Beetle, correct?
Correct.
So I saw two. I
Yes.
saw Blue Beetle and I saw Strays, and I had a very hard time grading both.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna have to like adjust on the fly. I think I'm gonna have to alter both of my initial scorings of these. But
Okay.
What did you think of Blue Beetle?
So I went in with high expectations. I think my expectations were too high because the guy who plays Jaime Reyes is in Cobra Kai, and George Lopez is always funny. But I thought it was fairly corny. I thought that it tried too hard for some of the laughs and they came off really hokey. The family was obnoxious.
The sister was a little much. But I did like George Lopez in it, and
I liked that Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows was in it.
See, I don't watch What We Do in the Shadows, and I don't watch Cobra Kai. So I don't know who that is, and I know the lead, the guy that plays Blue Beetle, is from Cobra Kai, but I actually really liked him. This is like my first exposure to him, and I thought he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I didn't so much have an issue with him or just the tone of the movie and the timeline and the continuity was fucking really weird for me. Like, not to spoil, like it takes place current times, and one of the plot points is that something happened 15 years in the past, but everything is 1980s technology when it would have been 2008.
Yeah, I don't
like
think
it
I'm
visually
connecting
it
the dots.
looked cool. The Beetle computer area, like why was that so antiquated when Ted Kord was only missing for 15 years.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't watching that closely to like catch him on that. I was kind of, so there were a few things that were right up my alley. Like they did make a lot of like toilet humor jokes, which oddly enough didn't land with me the way you'd think they would. Like there's a giant farting robot, which should have just been a direct line to my funny bone, but I was kind of just like, meh. And I don't think that's me just getting old. It's just I don't know.
It was forced. It was forced.
But I did like that they crowbarred in a power glove.
That was fun.
Like, yeah, fucking power glove. There was some cool stuff there. I did like George Lopez. He didn't hit every time, but his comic relief, I feel, was it got the job done. He was like the family's like wacko conspiracy theorist family member.
He was their Jeff.
Yeah. You know, in the same way,
like a good guy.
In the same way that Jeff is oddly charming, I felt George Lopez's character was oddly charming.
I agree with that.
CG looked pretty good.
The CG was actually, I think, very good. It was like, how did the same studio put out this movie with pretty goddamn good CGI and then put it out after putting out an abomination like The Flash?
I know. I'm like, if they were ever trying to salvage, like, see, DC makes good movies, they blew their load trying to preemptively be like, The Flash is where we get it right. Go check out The Flash, when they should have just been like biting their tongue and then just been like, you know what? Give Blue Beetle a shot. I know we don't have the best track record with making superhero movies, but see if we're back on the right track with Blue Beetle. Because while it wasn't the greatest movie in the world, it was fun. It was entertaining. It had some cool action. It was like a fun, mindless popcorn flick superhero movie in the way that The Flash was just fucking tedious and really bad.
I am going to go see it again because Draven didn't go. It was just me, Bradley, and his girlfriend, Destiny. So Draven and I are going to go this week. Part of my issue, and it does affect the grade, but not because of my experience, just because we went to a late show and I ended up falling asleep just before the final fight and woke up just as it ended.
Jesus.
Final, like literally right at the end of the big final battle. So I missed all of that. So that is not factored into my grade. But I didn't get out of the theater like, God, I fucking can't believe I wasted my time. It wasn't The Flash or the Red Insidious, the Red Door at all. But I need to see it again because I'm rating it a 3-dicker.
Interesting. Yeah, so on my initial viewing, I sucked 4 Blue Beetle dicks, but I'm gonna circumcise that a little bit and knock it down to a 3.75. I still liked it. I think I might have just been in a good mood when I went and saw it, and just going back through it objectively, I don't think it's a 4-dicker, but it's close. Like I was flopping back and forth, like, God, is it 7.5 or is it 4? And I rounded up, but I think realistically it's a 3.75. A somewhat predictable post-credit scene, and then a very, very past all of the credits end credit scene that has nothing to do with the story and is not worth waiting around for.
That was really frustrating for me because at this point it was almost 12:30, and Bradley's like, "There's something else after the credits." So we sat through it. It happened, and I was just like,
"Yeah,
I could have been halfway fucking home by now."
Nothing to do with the movie. Nothing that strings along any plot points.
The only thing it has to do with the movie is that It's the cartoon that they piped into the security feed at one point.
Yeah. It's just like a fake claymation thing.
In Spanish with no subtitles. So unless you're Spanish, you're not getting the joke. Or unless you speak Spanish.
Yeah, I didn't I was that was like the most skippable post-credit scene I've ever seen. Like nobody from the movie was in it, just had nothing to do with anything, not worth your time. First post-credit scene, worth sticking around for. It's just after like, the minute and a half of stylized credits. So once that ends, you can bounce. But I did also go and see Strays because wanted to just put my tiny little contribution towards the success of an R-rated comedy that I was really hoping would make a strong comeback. I feel like, what's it called? No Hard Feelings was excellent. That was great. Got off on a strong foot. Little bit of a stumble, not as entertaining, but still good. Man.
Girls Trip or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
What was it?
Joyride.
Joyride.
Yeah. But then, yeah, Strays was at the bottom of the three.
Really?
I think.
Wow, I expected it to be kind of good. I didn't realize it was out right now. Happy you're giving me this review.
My two biggest fears ended up coming true. They were going to show the funniest bits in the Red Band trailer that they were showing before everything, which they did, and the remaining jokes that weren't in the trailer were going to hinge on people will just laugh because it's dogs saying fuck. And if that joke doesn't land with you the first time, it's not going to land the other 8,000 times it happens. They did. I'll give them this. They did a good job with the mouth CGI of making the dogs talk. That looked good.
All right.
But there were still some solid gags. But for the most part, it just was like, hey, it's dogs, and they're saying dirty things, and fuck a whole bunch, and swearing constantly. And I kind of have to do this self-edit when I write. Like every time because everything I've written so far has been, it'll be an R-rated movie. So on like my next couple drafts, I go through and I cut a lot of the F-bombs out. Just because I feel like it's distracting if you swear for the sake of swearing. Like you're still getting an R-rated movie, no doubt. But I feel like if you leave in too many, it almost sounds like you're hanging out with like a fucking 8th grader that heard the F word for their first time. Yeah, and it's just every word. And it's like it was kind of funny because the main dog looks a little bit like Lucy, Carl's dog, and then the Jamie Foxx dog looks like Lil Mama.
Yep.
So it's kind of
exactly like her.
It was kind of like Lil Mama and Lucy going out on a weird adventure. And it's basically just a dog. If you haven't seen the trailers, a dog has a horrible, shitty owner in Will Forte, who keeps trying to get rid of the dog. And then when the dog finally realizes that it's being abandoned and did not have a good life, and in fact was living with a piece of shit who treated the dog horribly, vows to return home and bite its dick off. And they go to that well many, many times. But credit where credit's due. It did have a strong finish. I'd say the last 5 minutes of the movie were pretty damn funny. There was...
Dog bite Will Forte's dick off?
I won't get into any spoilers, but they delivered heavy at the end. And there were a handful of solid bits here and there, but it's tough. I feel like with comedies, my formula is every time you get a laugh, you get a point. Every time you swing really hard and miss, you lose a point and a half. And by the time the credits roll, you want to have a positive score. Otherwise, like the shitty jokes take away from the good ones. And I initially landed on a 2.75 for Strays. But I may have just been a little harsh. and I bumped it up to I'll suck 3 stray dog dicks. Carl actually liked it way more than I did. Carl, because she's a lady and she doesn't rate movies in the same obscene way we do. But I think she ended up on like a 7.5 out of 10. So Carl dug it. Who knows? Maybe I'm just being a cranky bitch, but
I feel like strays would be better for like women would appreciate it more.
it did hit the cute dog thing where there's a few scenes where
Right.
I heard the ladies in the audience go, "Aw." But like, even what's up, Shuddy?
Did I hear correctly? You three stray dog dicks and 7.5 stray dog dicks for Carl.
No,
Is that
no,
what I
no.
heard?
7.5 stars.
That's what you heard.
Stars.
Okay.
I like the way you put it better, Shuddy.
Yeah. And I did, because they put Old Boy back in theaters, and I really wanted to catch that on the big screen. But with one trip to the theater and a hurricane, we picked the one movie we hadn't seen yet, because both Carl and I have seen Old Boy. Myself seeing Old Boy many, many times. I'm a huge fan of that movie. And Geoff, you've never seen it, right?
I've seen it.
Shuddy, have you seen Old Boy?
I have not.
Man, that's one worth seeing on the big
I'll
screen.
write it down. Oh, on the big screen? Oh.
Well, I mean, it's been out of print. Like, I bought it on Blu-ray a long, long time ago. And I think the Blu-rays, since it's out of print, they're going for like $80, $90 online. And it's also not streaming anywhere, and you can't rent it. So I'm guessing that after it does this theatrical re-release for the 20th anniversary, they're probably going to put it somewhere. Worst case scenario, just back in physical form again.
Dude, these fucking, it's Korean, right?
Yeah.
These Koreans go hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I just watched the movie.
It's a gnarly movie, Shuddy.
It's available on Blu-ray for $26.99 on Amazon.
I think
The Korean one or the Will Smith one?
Well, it wasn't Will Smith at all.
No, the American remake was
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin.
Oh.
But that one that you're looking at, Shuddy, that might be like a region-locked one that you can't play on American Blu-ray players.
Okay, well, that's
Wait,
gay.
what? Say it again?
It could be a region-locked one from Europe.
Yeah, playback region B2.
What are you
This will
talking
not
about?
play
You're
on
blowing
most-
my mind.
Okay, so it's Europe because it says will not play on most Blu-ray players sold in North America, Central America, South America, Japan, North Korea, South Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Southeast Asia.
Why
So
can't?
that
Why,
mean-
how do they do that? How do they make it where it doesn't play on? Like, so it won't play on my PS5?
No, they're region-locked. I don't know why they
I
do
hate
it.
that.
I think they might have phased that out with 4K discs, but I could be pulling that out of my ass.
Yeah, what's the benefit? Why would they do that? Do you have any idea?
I think it's due to international markets. So, because I'm just like learning all this shit myself, but when you sign distribution deals, you have to sign them in individual markets. So like for John Cooper, for example, like the first thing we're going to try and do once it's picture locked and finished is get North American distribution by a streamer or something along those lines. Then you can sell it in individual international markets. So it's probably just some stupid lawyer languaging with all that shit.
I have an answer.
Oh, Shuddy all over our faces.
Many studios and home video companies want to control how and when DVD titles are exported to other countries. So that's why they do it. So you can't, if they weren't region locked, say Old Boy, it could just be distributed out by the to any country at any point. But by doing region lock, you ship to the U.S., those can't be then be diverted anywhere else.
Yeah, it's all just rich people being fucking control freaks.
Yep.
Well, I believe we've hit the end of the road once again, my friends. But
This really flew by. All that
It did.
fucking weight loss conversation. All that weight loss talk.
yeah. But hey, if you're not ready for this party to end, it does not have to. All you
No,
have to
it
do
doesn't.
is simply visit patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour and check out the additional programming we put up there. The $5 tier, the $10 tier, all chocked full of farty poopy goodness, ready for your consumption.
Yep. New What the Fuck Did I Just Watch coming in the next few days of the erotic.
Oh yeah, you guys are watching a Spider-Man porno.
Yep. 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 And Draven's watching it, so it's going to be extra uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's a weird move, but
Yep. Fucking Dom.
yeah,
Fucking
hopefully you guys are
Dom.
getting the R-rated version and not the XXX version.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Breaking. I found the story, too. I just emailed them both. So Dom has sent the cheese wheel, and so we will have that for the Patreon.
Fuck yeah.
Mad Scientist Party Hour. Breaking news with Shudder.
Something extra special, and I am going to 100% guess extra cringy.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh, man.
So there's
Gotta
that.
Hell of a Patreon show lined up for you. Patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. Check it out. Support the homies. Yeah, all the money doesn't just have to go to fucking Joe Rogan and Cumtown. There's room for us at the table.
Yeah, invite us to the Cumtown Joe Rogan table.
Yeah. Where's our seat at the table to eat some cum? No, I didn't
Beautiful.
mean
Well
that.
said. No, I think that was perfect MSPH outro right there.
Yeah. And if you want, you can also follow us on Instagram. I'm at Kevin Kraft.
At Shuddy Boy.
At Jeffro Records.
And at MSPH Podcast. And at John Cooper Movie. And if you are a sports fiend and you like to place wagers, check out Outkick Bets with Jeff Clark, a weekly podcast.
Yep, absolutely. I'll be producing a podcast every week from here on out. Thanks to the football season.
Yeah.
I had a big bet last week, which I didn't even fucking podcast about, unfortunately. But hit Victor Hovland at the BMW Championship for my biggest golf bet win ever, and I fucking needed it because I've been getting crushed this summer in golf. Crushed. So it's nice to get out of the red. Well, I'm still in the red for the season, but I mitigated my loss. Hopefully I can get it all back in the football season. So check me out now, Kick Bets.
There you go.
The hell are you smirking about, Shuddy?
I'm reading the cheese wheel. That's what I'm laughing about. I'm not. I couldn't. If you held a gun to my head and asked me to summarize what you just said, I would just be check out Outkick Bets, because that was
right.
the only thing that fucking registered while I'm reading this nonsense. I love it.
And if you would like to see our faces, you can go to youtube.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. You can see what Droopy looks like in real life. Bit different from the cartoon. It's a little weird. And if you're listening to the audio version, again, don't forget, stay tuned past the Easter egg for a little Patreon-y treat. Little Patreon-y goodness. And for those taking that ride with us, we'll see you behind the paywall for the cheese wheel. I can't wait. I have a cheese boner. And until next time, something.